Picture a world where the little guy really does win, where normal investors who stuck with a project for years through cases, unclear rules, smear campaigns in the media, and market volatility finally get what they deserve. Not just in terms of feelings, but also in terms of money, the law, and history. That's what XRP holders woke up to when a paper from the Supreme Court was leaked and started going around the crypto world. A real signed and stamped document that can be read, even though it is fuzzy. It has the seal of the United States top court on it. How did it go? Decision in favor of the plaintiffs? What was the order? An unbelievable $10 billion in losses will be given to people who own XSRP. The reason given? Favor, such as the ACC lied to the public, unfairly targeted XRP, ignored proof, and caused real financial harm to retail holders. It's not just a win. This is the moment when the XRP army goes down in law and financial history. Let's take this moment one piece at a time. What happened, why it happened, how it happened, and most importantly, what does it mean for the future? We'll go into great detail about why the CC is after Ripple, what happened in court, how the community reacted, and how important it was for the Supreme Court to step in. Then we'll talk about the leaked order itself, including what it says, how it will be broken, and what formal language is used. After that, we'll talk about how it will affect the SEC, Ripple, crypto law, and the course of XRP price. The last part will be about people and the emotional win for holders who had to deal with years of false information, market drops, and being made fun of. This is fairness wrapped in digital code in past cases. Cryptocurrency was a murky area for the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for a long time. Since there were no clear rules, the agency worked by enforcing them. Someone started going after Ripple, which is one of the most well-known blockchain companies. The SEC sued Ripple in December 2020, saying that the sale of XRP was an illegal offering of securities. When Ripple replied, one of the most watched court cases in the industry started. These people, who became known as the XRP Army, never gave up. They read court documents, made content, organized things online, and kept track of every hearing, motion, and comment from the judge. The idea that this case wasn't just about Ripple, but also about the future of crypto itself sparked a movement that spread from the lawyer's office to the people. The SEC claims started to show cracks over time. Emails from inside the government showed that people weren't sure if XRP was really a security. Judges didn't agree with the agency's shaky reasoning. Ripple got some early court wins. Still, there was a cloud of doubt over everything. XRP was taken off of exchanges. New buyers were unsure. Low prices stayed in place. The XRP troops held strong, though. Some dollar rates were blended. Some people just wouldn't sell. A lot of people wrote about why they believed in the tech, the goal, and the idea of decentralizing and sending value around the world on social media. With this court order, their trust has now been paid off. The secret Supreme Court order is short, but it's really terrible. Early on, the key phrase shows up. It was decided by the court that the Securities and Exchange Commission acted in bad faith when it went after Ripple Labs and decided how to classify XRP. This shows a pattern of regulatory abuse and disregard for due process. Additionally, the court said that the SEC enforcement actions hurt small investors who depended on the agency's advice and were then hurt by its changing interpretations. It gets even stranger after that. Therefore, the court orders that the SEC pay $10 billion in compensatory losses. These funds will be split evenly among verified XRP holders with valid claims between December 2020 and August 2024. Everything changed when that line went viral on the internet. Legal experts rushed to check the paper. There was some disagreement among experts about whether the Supreme Court had the power to hear this kind of class case. Then, though, confirmations started coming in. People who were watching the court saw the case number on the SCOTUS record. Legal reporters got confirmations from workers that were not recorded. It turned out that the leak was real. And to be honest, the effects are already felt. Let's talk about how to do this for a moment. How will the money be sent? Details are still being worked out, but early signs point to a claims process with more than one LUN level. During the snapshot time, people who own XRP will probably need to prove their ownership. They can do this through centralized exchanges or self-custody wallets that have the right cryptographic proof. Parts of the payout may be handled by exchanges such as Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, and others with the help of a third-party trustee. The structure might be like past airdrop models, with holdings and the length of time your wallet has been active determining how much you get. To put it simply, if you held on to XRP during the storm, you can get paid. This is a first in terms of money. It's pretty rare for taxpayer money to be used to force a federal body to pay damages. This will shake up Washington, D.C. politically. There will probably be meetings in Congress. New ways of keeping an eye on things will be suggested, and the SEC power, which has already been called into question in other crypto cases, will be greatly expanded. There may even be a need for a whole new digital asset regulator because of this case. Let's talk about cost now. In the past, XRP has jumped on news of small court victories, but in this case, there is legal dominance, narrative success, and financial restitution all in one. For years, uncertainty has been the biggest thing that has hurt XRP. This gets rid of that question. Analysts expect a huge increase in buying pressure, not just from small investors who are happy about the news, but also from large investors who had been waiting to buy. Now that the law is clear, compliance teams can finally say that XRPs can be used in funds, portfolios, and other financial goods. As people store their coins for a long time, demand will go up, liquidity will rise, and the supply on platforms may go down. That's not a small difference in percentage points. This is the kind of news that makes soaring moves happen. In this situation, a return to all-time highs around $3. 80 would be seen as safe. XRP is quickly aiming for the $10 to $20 range based on more aggressive models that take into account institutional usage and less supply. Some people in the community who are more positive talk about $100 or even $500 in XRP. That sounds crazy. Until you remember that the asset is now completely safe from lawsuits, has real value, and has just won the biggest court case in the history of cryptocurrency. Price isn't the only thing that matters, though. This is a release for me emotionally. For years, people who own XRP have had to deal with FUD, regulatory hostility, and general doubt. They were funny parts of jokes. People accused them of holding on to an idea that was going nowhere. As of now, they are leaders. They were the first to see the truth, stayed strong when things got tough, and now stand to gain the most. It's not just money, it's the law. It's a victory. There are not many times when the system works well for everyone. What will happen next? To begin, we must wait for official approval. The Supreme Court should make a public comment in the next few days. It's likely that Ripple will react. Exchanges will start getting ready for There will be non-stop news in the media. Think pieces from the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and CoinDesk, as well as news conferences are all things that you can expect from XRP for the next few months. After that, the damage starts. Other crypto companies that the SEC is going after can now use the XRP ruling as a model to fight back against those actions. Lawsuits will be looked at again, settlements may be thrown out, and the SEC power in the crypto space has been greatly reduced. This really makes the case for crypto as a whole stronger. Many years from now, this case could be seen as a turning point not only for XRPs, but for all digital assets. The idea will lead to new projects. It will bring in more money. It will get more people to use it